Hey guys, long time no see. Today I am going to do a quick little eye tutorial using Color Palette 1. This is one I used to use all the time, and then I became obsessed with number 3. So we're going to revisit number 1, and I'm just going to do a really quick basic look. This is what I call preschool out the door look. I'm going to start out using the lightest color, Elated, and I'm going to do a base of that. I have already applied the eye primer, so when I apply the eyeshadow, it's going to have a more vibrant color than if I had not applied a primer. So I'm doing my entire lid, and because this is a matte cream, it's widening and brightening my eyes because it's taking away any of the dark shade that I have from lack of sleep. So here we go. See how it's pretty bright white? That's because I used the eye primer. All right, so next up I am going to wet my liner brush just slightly. I'm just gonna go right over here to my little sink. Hold on, this is still got dark blue on it because yesterday I did not clean it. So give me just 1 second to get some of that off. I'm going to be using the dark end of the palette to line my eyes, but I need to rinse off right now. I've got the dark navy blue from palette 4. Alright, that looks pretty good. No, baby, I'm not yet. My son's waiting to go to school. So I'm going to use Zealous, which is the kind of shimmer brown at the very end. I like these at the as liner as opposed to just as shadow, the ones that have the slight shimmer, because when the light hits it, it offers a layer of depth on your eyes that matte shadows or matte liners don't. So, okay, so I have wet my brush and I am making a little bit of a paste with Zealous. And pardon, I'm going to look over the computer camera to do this because it's hard to do it in the camera for some reason. A trick that I learned to line your under eye, when you line it, when you draw the line for your upper eye, instead of doing the little swoop there, continue the line up here from the bottom, and that's the perfect angle for your upper little swoop. And you want to get as close to your lash line as you possibly can. And then see, just continue that up. Because what we're going to do is fill in, and then it's going to have this really amazing look. And you would be surprised how well the palettes do as liners. I love the liners. I use Proper, which is the brown. I use that almost every day. But I want to show you how awesome this palette is, just using the palettes. So, and you can actually go over this with the Proper when you're done. Alright, so I'm going to line my upper now, and I'm going to basically take that line and then start connecting it. And you may have to add a little bit more water to your brush. Yeah, I think I just added a little too much water. Set that down. It's hard to do this side. This is my difficult eye. Everybody has one. I'm just trying to stay on camera for you and still look in the mirror. Okay. Now, if you wanted a really simple look, you can literally just put mascara on and call it a day and there's a look. But I'm going to do a little bit more than just that. Next up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Zealous and I'm going to put it in the corner. See this little shadow right here? I'm going to do just that corner, and I'm still going to use the liner brush to do that. I'm going to wipe it on my hand so it's not quite as wet though. See how that has like a certain almost metallic bronze sheen to it, even though it is brown. Like I said, when the sun hits this, it has amazing depth. Let's see here. So I'm just going to do just this little bit right here. And just to where I drew the corner of my makeup. I mean my little swoop. My flick. Again, I'm still using Zealous here. And I'm connecting the corner, see, of the flick, so to speak. Okay, so next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take Brassy, and I'm going to use this brush. It's the sponge on one side and angle on the other. Let me make sure I don't have any other color on there. Brassy is this kind of golden tone. I'm going to do that right in this corner on the lid just below where I did that color. And this is going to clean up any of the darker color that got on my lid. And I'm only doing it to the center. Okay. Next, I'm going to clean that again. I'm just making a palette on my hand here. And I'm going to do Sincere, which is the second color. It's more of a cream shimmer. And I'm going to do that right in the middle, all the way to the tear duct in the corner. But just the center over. And I'm actually doing this in the crease to the center also, where it meets with the line I did from here. You don't go over that line, but you have it meet and that blends it a little. And you just do center, crease, down, like that little triangle right there. Okay. Okay, now, next up, I'm actually going to take my crease brush, make sure it's clean. No, it's of course bright blue. I need to clean my brushes. Yeah, my hand is like a really crazy looking palette right now. Let's see, do I have another? I'm going to do, actually I'm just going to go ahead and use a different brush because I don't want to accidentally get that color. I'm going to use Forthright, which is the matte brown, just a tiny little bit. And I'm going to do just this little corner. Just this little corner, see? Like that and like that. See? Make sure it connects. Okay. Alright, on top of that next, clean this again, I'm going to do a tiny little bit of Swanky now, which is slightly, it's like the beige brown shimmer, and I'm going to do that right on top of that, right in that corner. And next I'm going to use my finger. I usually use my ring finger. and I'm going to dab right in the center, right above the liner. Just in the center, because that gives you a little extra open of your eye. Okay. Blending brush. Very lightly blend upwards. How are we doing on time here? Okay. Okay. Now this would be where if you wanted to do a little extra liner, you could, or you could just go back over the Swanky. I'm going to go ahead, I sharpened my proper, and I'm just going to do a tiny, a little bit more bold over top of what I already did. Okay. Little quick mascara. Okay, here's the trick. You do the top first, not the underside, but the top. Then you do the underside. Give it a little swirl, not a pump, but a swirl. Okay, now I'm going to take my fibers. Normally you will roll your fibers on your hand, but my fibers are starting to run low, so I'm just going to whirl them around the top of the tube. Okay, upper side first. You're going to do from the center of the lash to the top. Don't do your waterline, because if these get in your eyes, they hurt. So, just as anything gets in your eyes. And you know what? It sounds crazy, but you do about the center of the line up, and that gives you the length that you want. See, I just got a big fiber there. I just lifted it back off on the brush. Okay, swirl, drag it again. And if you wiggle them side to side, then they don't end up looking like spiders on your eyes. Your lashes separate still. Okay? So I'm going to let that sit for 1 second before I put the final gel coat. I'm going to do the other side. Top first. And then the underside. And I kind of swirl this like this in my hand as I apply it, and that way I get mascara all in the round on the brush. See, I just swirled it. Right here, I need to blend that little dot off. And you kind of shake it, and that way your lashes don't get stuck together. See? Alright, so while that's still wet, I'm going to do the fibers on this side. On the bottom first. I mean on the top of my lashes. Okay, and now I'm going to open my eyes, and here is and if your lashes do get stuck together, that is exactly what this tool is for. This has boar bristles, and this is metal. You use the metal comb, and it separates them. And after you do your final gel coat, use that if there are any that do get stuck together. Okay. All right, so let me do my final gel coat. And when you do this, you're going to do top and then the underside of the same lashes, just as you did. That seals the fibers you just put on there right in. And when you want to build, what you do is you just tap the ends of your lashes and you lightly pull up, and any fibers you have on there, what it does then is add length for you. It's just so hard to do in the computer. Oh, right in the eyeball. It didn't get on my face, so we're good. Okay, other side. Alrighty. There you have it. I'm going to do super quick brows because I can't leave the house without brows. I feel naked without my brows now. I will do a separate brow tutorial where I do a little more focus, but I'm going to do the speedy version now. Comb your brows up. Comb your brows up. And I highly recommend this. This is not expensive at all. It has the boar bristles. It's so much better than the little plastic ones. Okay, so I'm using the lighter shade, and what I'm going to do is draw in this thinner part right here in an upward motion, creating the look of fullness that's not there because I've overplucked that area. I do that on both sides first. And then also using the lighter color, I'm going to draw a line across the bottom of my brow, and then a line across the top. And then I'm going to use the darker shade, and I'm going to fill in the arch. You don't want to use the darker shade on the ends because it just looks too harsh. Actually, because my brows are a little too thin on this end, I do like using the darker shade here, but I don't recommend using it heavily here. You fill in an upward motion. Super simple. But it is literally, you fill this part in an upward motion, and then you do a bottom line, a top line, and then you fill the whole brow. That is the trick. Okay, and then in the end, you finish off with this, it's like a clear gel. It's not a gel, it's a clear wax. It's kind of like a pomade. And what it does is seal in all that you did, and it's like, I don't want to use the word hairspray, but it's like hairspray for your brows. It keeps them in position all day. And just gonna lighten this part just a smidge because I don't want that to look fake. I just want them to look shaped. And right here, you can shape them lightly. I don't want you to press hard because if you press hard, it's gonna take off all the color you just put on. And we're going to finish this look just under 20 minutes. I'm going to highlight under my brow. I like to use both usually. There's a pink and there is a cream. One is shimmer, one is matte, and you draw directly right up against your brow line and you highlight that area. This is how I finish off my eye makeup. I don't put shadow there typically because I finish with the brow palette. Right? I use the flat end of the brush only for this because it goes perfectly underneath there and gives you this really great precision line, but then it pulls out also onto your brow bone and it looks gorgeous. Okay, just give it a little tap to blend any crazy lines that might be there. And bear with me one sec. I want to, on my upper brow, I like to do a little highlight, and I just got all of my luminizers, and I have this luminizer powder in Lustrous with my fan brush, and I'm just gonna right above, right there. A little along the nose, a little along the cheekbones. I already used the cream to powder stick, but this is just a kind of finishing look. I love these. And I have on lip gloss right now. No lipstick, no liner, just gloss. All right, so there you have it. I'll take photos, I'll post those too, but that's a simple look with palette 1 and proper liner, which is the brown, and 3D shadow, and I have a brunette eyebrow palette. See you guys later, more tutorials coming soon.